Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Geography with Sumona. I am Sumona. Today we are going to begin an exciting journey into one of the most important branches of physical geography, that is climatology. Climate influences almost every aspect of our lives. It affects agriculture, natural vegetation, water resources, industries, transportation, human health, and even the distribution of population. Therefore, understanding climatology is essential not only for the geography student but also for anyone interested in understanding the Earth environment. In this lecture series, we will study the fundamental concept of climatology in a simple, systematic, and student-friendly manner with suitable example. So, let's begin our first lecture, Introduction to Climatology. Before we understand what climatology is, let's observe these four images carefully. On the top left, we see a region experiencing heavy rainfall, while on the top right, the land is completely dry and cracked due to the absence of rainfall. Similarly, on the bottom left, we see a hot desert with extremely high temperature, whereas on the bottom right, we observe a cold polar region covered with snow and ice. Now, some important question arises. Why do these differences exist? Why do some places receive abundant rainfall while others receive almost none? Why are some regions extremely hot while others remain freezing cold throughout the year? Is this just a matter of chance? Or are there scientific reasons behind these differences? The answer is no. These variations are not random. They are controlled by several geographical and atmospheric factors such as latitude, altitude, distance from the sea, ocean current, prevailing wind, pressure belt, and relief features. The scientific study of these climatic conditions, their causes, their distribution, and their impact on the earth and human life is known as climatology. Now that we have understood why different regions of the earth experience different climatic conditions, let us define the subject of climatology. Climatology is a branch of physical geography that studies the Earth's climate and atmospheric condition over a long period of time. It not only describes climatic conditions but also explains why they occur, how they vary from one place to another, and how they influence both natural environment and human life. To understand climatology properly, we must first understand the difference between weather and climate. So, what is weather? Weather refers to the day-to-day condition of the atmosphere at a particular place and at a particular time. It changes frequently, sometimes within a few hours or even minutes. For example, today it may be sunny in Kolkata or in your hometown, but by the afternoon there may be heavy rainfall with thunderstorm. These changes represent the weather. Weather includes elements such as temperature, rainfall, humidity, air pressure, wind direction and speed, and cloud cover. On the other hand, climate refers to the average weather condition of a place over a long period of time, usually 30 years or more. For example, Rajasthan is generally known for its hot and dry climate. Antarctica has an extremely cold polar climate throughout the year. These are examples of climate because they represent long-term atmospheric patterns rather than the weather of a single day. Therefore, we can say that weather tells us what the atmosphere is like today, whereas climate tells us what we generally expect over many years. Now tell me, if it rains today in your hometown, is that weather or climate? Write your answer in the comment section. So the distinction of weather and climate is very important because climatology focuses on climate, not only short-term weather changes. By studying climate, geographer can understand regional climatic differences, predict long-term trends, and assess the impact of climate on ecosystem, agriculture, and human society. Now that we understand what climatology is and the difference between weather and climate, the next question is, why should we study climate? The answer is very simple. Climate influences almost every aspect of our daily life, from the food we eat to the clothes we wear, from the crops we grow to the places where we live. Climate plays a vital role. Let us discuss some major areas where climate has a significant impact. In the agriculture sector, we can say that agriculture is one of the sector most dependent on climate. Different crops require different climatic conditions. For example, rice grows best in regions with high temperature and abundant rainfall, while wheat requires a cooler climate and moderate rainfall. If rainfall is insufficient or excessive, crop production may decline, affecting farmers' livelihood and food security. In the human settlement sector, we can say that climate also influences where and how people live. Most densely populated areas are found in regions with a moderate and pleasant climate. In contrast, desert like Sahara and polar regions like Antarctica have very low population because the climate is too harsh for comfortable living. In the transportation sector, we can say that climate affects all mode of transportation. Heavy rainfall and floods may damage roads and railways. Dense fog can delay trains and flight, while cyclone and storm often disrupt air and sea transport. In the industry sector, many industries are influenced by climate. For example, cotton textile industries are often established in humid regions because moisture reduces the breakage of cotton fiber during spinning. Similarly, hydroelectric power generation depends on sufficient rainfall and river flow. In the natural vegetation sector, climate is one of the most important factors controlling natural vegetation. Regions with high rainfall support dense forest, while areas with low rainfall develop grassland or desert. In extremely cold region, only mosses and lichen can survive. From these examples, we can clearly understand that climate is not just a natural phenomenon. It directly affects our economy, environment, and everyday life. So far, we have learned what climatology is, the difference between weather and climate, and why the study of climate is important. Now, let us understand how climatology helps us solve today's global challenges. So, the first challenge is global warming. Global warming refers to the long-term increase in the Earth's average temperature. Why this has happened? This happens mainly because of increasing concentration of greenhouse gases such as carbon dioxide and methane, which trap heat in the atmosphere. Climatologists measure changes in temperature over many years to monitor this warming trend. And the second challenge is climate change. Climate change is a broader concept than global warming. It includes long-term changes in temperature, rainfall patterns, wind system, sea level rise, and the frequency of extreme weather events like flood, drought, cyclone, and heat waves. For example, India has experienced more frequent heat waves, irregular monsoon rainfall, and stronger cyclone in recent years. These changes affect agriculture, water resources, biodiversity, and most importantly, human health. Therefore, we can say that climatology is not just an academic subject. Understanding climate is one of our most powerful tools for building a safer and most sustainable future. Now, let's take a quick look at what we are going to learn in this climatology series. In our upcoming videos, we will cover the composition and structure of atmosphere, temperature and earth heat balance, air pressure and winds, humidity and different types of precipitation, climate classification, climate change and many more topics. Thank you for watching. I hope this video has given you a clear understanding of what climatology is and why it is an important branch of geography. If you found this video helpful, please like, share and subscribe to Geography with Sumona. Until then, keep learning. See you in the next class.